Hello there, I'm Rafael de Furia, and welcome back to another Friday night for another episode of Not Your Average Globetrotter. This week we pick up from part 1 to continue with part 2 of my recent trip down to Lisbon. And in this episode, we'll be going to try some different foods and eating our way through the city. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alright, so now I am planning to try to get to a certain particular place. I've been here plenty of times, and I've never been on one of these, but it's a little something that I think is necessary to try, so let's go take a little trip. After taking a ride on this unique piece of public transportation to Lisbon, I can highly recommend that if you ever come to the city, that you definitely have to try one of these out. And it was such a nice experience to be able to go through the old town, through the new town, and just overall have a unique Lisbon experience. These trolleys don't even compare to the ones that you would go on in, say, San Francisco. I grew up going on those as a kid, and it just didn't match up. I'm still excited watching this footage back even now. I highly recommend checking it out. And even like you just saw a second ago, on these older vehicles, they advertise that there's actually Wi-Fi on board. Crazy to see the old world and the new world all coming together. And on top, it makes it quite a pleasant ride to get out to the Belen neighborhood. And so if you're coming, especially in hot weather, I think it's a really great way to get between these two different places, unless you're going to take private transportation. But even then, it's very difficult to compare private transportation to something so unique to Lisbon. You can go in a car anywhere, but can you go in one of these trolleys? I don't think so. Anyway, let's get off the trolley here and go off to the one and only Pasteis de Belen right here. And it was amazing to see how long the line was, but it did move pretty quickly. So if you do go and check it out, don't worry too much. They also do have an option for where you can go and sit down and have bite to eat there, not just sweet things, but also some salty things. So if you go, could be worth checking out. So I got what I came for. Funny thing happened in there, just so you can see, it's the real deal. The woman that was behind the counter, I said, out of habit, Pasteis de Nattos, she said, de Belen. All right, let's just pause for one quick second and let me explain the significance of that. This place, Pasteis de Belen, is the only place in the whole country that is allowed to call it Pastel de Belen. Normally, when you see this type of custard tart around the country, it's called a pastel de nata or pasteis de nata in the plural, natas in plural. So, yeah. At this place, it's very specific, and I believe there's even some kind of patent that they have in place that actually makes it so that they can be the only one who is actually able to use the recipe they have. Whatever it is, they're very, very particular. And it wasn't just that she corrected me, but the death stare that came along with it that really added to the uniqueness of the moment. So, there's a little park over here. I think I'm just going to go try to grab a quick little seat. I'm going to head over to this park over here. It almost feels like it's going to rain, but I don't know what the situation is. Anyway, let's see. Just to give you guys the first little sneak peek, they're warm, they look amazing, and probably some of the best looking that I've ever seen. It's starting to make me think that they actually could be the best, but I don't know. Let's see. So these are Pasteis de Belen. Don't order Nattos. They're Pasteis de Belen. It's a very light flavor. I've had a lot that have much more of a vanilla flavor. I get why people like it. Actually, this dough is probably the best that I've had. The inside, I'm not sure. There's one place in Porto, right by the bridge on the waterfront, that I really love. If that one had this crust, I would be a very, very happy man right now. I mean, I'm very happy anyway, but I'd be happier. All right, so I was able to get it on inside the bag so it wouldn't blow everywhere, but not sure if that's gonna stay the case as soon as it comes out. So
time to get in it. I'm not gonna say it's properly done, but with the proper accoutrement. Still not gonna say it's the absolute best. Got some sugar on my lips. You know, the outside is amazing, but once you add the sugar and the cinnamon, that brings the inside up to kind of its full potential. So hard for me to say it's number one, because it's like really at a tie with that other place in Porto that I really like. This is a tough one. I am now very conflicted, but I don't feel so bad that this is so far away now. Well, 3.5 hours from Braga, not that bad. I think that coming here on a nice summer day when maybe there's a little less wind, I think that'd be really nice. Come with a few friends and have like a little Pasteis de Belen, little picnic out here. I think I'm gonna walk around a little bit in this area. Again, here's the monastery. And for anybody who is curious and you're coming and you want to go to the Tower of Belém, the Torre de Belém, it would be off behind this direction. The Pasteis de Nata is off in this direction.
Pasteis de Belen. Genuine mistake there.
The next thing that I'm gonna do is I just want to quickly walk into Starbucks just to see if they have Pasteis de Nata. If they have one, maybe I'll get one. Maybe. The next thing I'm planning to do after this, though, is probably going to be the most untouristic thing. Like, so many people will come to Portugal and they'll say, oh my gosh, I'm going to go eat Portuguese food, going to get bacalhau and this and that. But look, I live here. If I want Portuguese food, I walk out my front door. I got everything. I can make it at home. It's not that big a deal. I can make this happen. But I'm planning on going to a Lebanese restaurant. I haven't had Middle Eastern food in such a long time. It was one of my favorite things growing up. Middle Eastern food in general. There's one place I really wanted to go, but unfortunately it's closed today. But there's another one that's actually really close by. So I think I'm gonna head there, but let's see if they've got it.
So the reason why I went into Starbucks was simply because it was right next to Pasteis de Belen. And I'm generally not the type that goes to Starbucks, but I was so curious if they had Pasteis de Belen, or not. Wow, I really keep confusing it. How different would it actually be? Is the one from Pasteis de Belen actually that good?
Olá, boa tarde. Pastel de nata. Vou comer aqui para levar. So they definitely had it. I don't know, I feel like it's almost a joke just to be right in front of here. I mean, it's a sacrilege, I'm sure some people would say, but you know, for science, sometimes you have to make these sacrifices. Oh, goodness. Let's see. You can definitely taste the difference, but it's not bad.
I have to admit, after my first experience at Pasteis de Belen, I found myself quite disappointed. For so many years, this idea had been built up, and overall, I could almost say that I actually prefer the one in Porto. It was really good, but like I said in the video, it wasn't something that really made me feel as though I'm really missing out by not being so close to it. There are other places. There was one place that I even tried called La Mantegueria or Amantegueria, something along these lines. I found myself again disappointed. It's actually the one that I went to right on the tourist street in the center of the city that I posted to Instagram. So if you checked that video out, you'll know what I'm talking about.
But since I'm here so close to the water, how can I not just go up to it just for a minute, just to get a little bit of fresher air? It's already very fresh here. Even though I'm in a city, it's like really amazing. Some people think that this river that is in front of this square here in Lisbon is the Atlantic Ocean, but it's actually a river that feeds out into it. But it is quite a big river. Just to give you a little bit more perspective of this square. Pretty big. Let's cross over. Oops, 5 seconds to get across. I think I can do it. There's this cute little beach over here. Fun, definitely fun. place to just sit, chill out, hang out. Yeah. Not gonna be my thing today. Limited time. I'm hungry. Yes, I had some Pasteis de Belen and one Pastel de Nata. So, gotta have some real food now.
By this point, I decided to go and look for something Portuguese rather than the Lebanese food. And what I ended up finding was one of my favorite Portuguese specialties in this cramped little restaurant. And it was right here on the menu. It's called Bife na Pedra. And that literally just means steak on a stone. And if you order it, I highly recommend asking for butter. They don't always serve, you may have to pay extra, but it's definitely worth it so it doesn't stick. And in this case, with the extra butter and the water, the whole meal total was something around 12 euros. Not that bad in my opinion, especially considering Lisbon can have really high touristy prices in this area. And this was maybe only a block and a half, 2 blocks off of the main tourist center, where you can easily find prices that are 2 or 3 times or even 4 times more.
So in the end, didn't have my Lebanese food that I was really looking forward to, but wow, that steak was out of this world. They bring it, you cook it on a hot stone, super good. But I thought I would end it off with some French gelato, French Italian style gelato. Muito obrigado. Boa noite. That way, I don't think it was going to be worth it. This little milkshake, $6.50. I was thinking maybe I would get gelato, but it's hot, a little heavy for such heavy cream, so I thought I might get like a fruit milkshake. It's with passion fruit and mango, so let's give it a taste. Not bad, just perfect for a night like this. Exactly what I wanted. Definitely a happy camper. What a way to end off a wonderful day. And this is only day 1. Like I said, I've got some meetings while I'm here, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to record, but when I get a little bit of free time, definitely going to make that happen.
Can I say the milkshake made the wait worth it? Maybe. But let's skip ahead to the next day.
All right, this is a very special occasion. I have been waiting for this for years. Well, Middle Eastern food at least. I'm at the Lebanese place, gonna check it out right now, and let's see how it is. Of course, I can say I'm very excited. I've got some hummus here. I'm waiting for falafel, and also, not sure, I guess it's you know what, actually to me it looks like just a tortilla. I was thinking it might be a flat pizza, but anyway, I got a mixed shawarma, and definitely very, very excited to see how this is. Definitely the flavor I've been hoping for. Definitely. Anyway, gonna finish this up. The falafel just arrived and they look gorgeous. Gonna dip them in the hummus. First, of course, just have to try one straight up. Nothing to hide the flavor. That's real falafel. Green inside. Some of you know who know falafel. They're different colors and different kinds. They all have a different flavor, but the green one is my favorite always. All right, so this place, it's called Lebanese Corner. Heaven on a plate. If you know how to order, you get make sure you get, if you're getting the shawarma, make sure that if you're getting the shawarma, that you get it with hummus inside. That really just helps bring the flavor. I got the mixed between chicken and beef. Oh, just heaven on a plate. Also with some falafel and hummus and everything. Just an amazing meal. I cannot wait to come back to Lisbon just for that place. And there's actually supposed to be another Lebanese place down this street here. I'm not going to go now, of course. If I had the room in my stomach, better believe I would. But I think this is actually where I'm going to end off this episode. So thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you to the patrons and those of you who helped to make episodes like this possible. I'm Rafael de Furia. Stay safe and healthy. And from beautiful Lisboa. Later.